Welcome back. We are live at the World Economic Forum this week in Davos, Switzerland. Joining me right now is Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, along with Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross. Secretary Mnuchin, great to see you. Thank you for joining the conversation. We appreciate it very much. I was just watching a panel that you were on here in Davos, and I know that you've been hammered with questions about the dollar. Were you surprised to get all of this focus and questions hammered about your comments that a weaker dollar is good for trade?
Again, I am a bit surprised because my comments on the dollar have been completely consistent with what I've said over the last year. But for whatever reason, they've been amplified in the last 2 days. So let me be clear on my view on this is the dollar is one of the most liquid trading markets in the world. It's the reserve currency because people have confidence in the dollar and the safety of the dollar. Where the dollar is in the short term is not a concern of ours. In the long term, I do believe the dollar will strengthen in the long term as a result of the U.S. economy, the growth of the economy, and everything else. But where it is in the short term is not a concern of ours. And my comment was just stating the fact, which in the short term, a lower dollar is helpful to our trade imbalance, okay, and has certain benefits. So it was really a statement of fact. We support free currencies. Other people intervene in currencies. I think, as you know, the Treasury puts out a currency report where we, have issues with other people who have currency intervention. So the market will reflect where the currencies are. And again, whether you look at it over the last hour, the last day, the last week, 3 years, 5 years, it moves.
Yeah, but I guess in past administrations, the Treasury Secretary was always worried about saying anything about the dollar. You were actually honest, and you basically said what is obvious, that a weaker dollar is good for trade. But, in the past, a lot of Treasury Secretaries would say we believe in a strong dollar policy, even if their actions didn't support that.
I think that is the case. And I think part of the reason that this has created a lot of news is because in recent times, not all times, but in recent times, going back for a number of years, the Treasury Secretary has just kind of commented on strong dollar, strong dollar, strong dollar. And again, my perspective is there's a free market. Where it is in the short term is not of concern of ours.
But do you worry, as the leading economic voice in the country, if not the world, your comments move markets? And here we have the dollar dropping to a 3-year low. So are you going to change that stance of being so honest?
Again, I think part of the reason why it moved markets is because the press took part of what I said and amplified part of what I said. And that's perhaps why the market, if you look at my full transcript from yesterday, it was incredibly balanced. It was consistent with what I've said over the last year, and it wasn't news. So, again, I think this is one of these things that if my full transcript had been looked at, perhaps it wouldn't have had the same impact. But again, the markets will be where the markets will be. What we're really excited about, and the reason why we're here, is to tell the economic story. And I think we got a great story. We got tax reform, tax cuts done last year. We couldn't be more excited about that. We are on the basis of 3% or higher GDP, sustained growth. This is the president's #1 objective. We've seen over 2.5 million workers now get special bonuses of $1,000 or higher wages. I mean, this is what the president is focused on. During the campaign, as we've said, the average worker in the U.S. went nowhere in the last 8 years and didn't participate. And this is all about American jobs, growth for American workers. And the reason why we have the largest delegation here we've ever had is to say to the world, we're open for business, we're very attractive for business, and come invest in the U.S. And a good U.S. economy is great for the rest of the world.
Actually, I was speaking with some people from Europe, and they said that they were changing their strategy in terms of investing.
Every CEO we've talked to here from a European company is putting more into the U.S.
Yeah, initially they were putting money into Europe, and now they're shifting to the U.S. They think that the tax policy is much more attractive.
Absolutely.
So it's actually better than you even expected? Or
I'll tell you, the response from companies, we thought this was going to be fabulous. It's turned out to be amazing. The response that we've seen in a short period of time of Apple bringing back hundreds of billions of dollars of companies, whether it's AT&T, B of A, you go down the road, JP Morgan, all the banks, manufacturing, people now investing tens of billions of dollars in the U.S. and giving workers raises. This is what this is all about. So we couldn't be happier with the response. And as Secretary Ross has said, the message we're here is a lot of people are now talking about shifting their operations back into the U.S. And it's an exciting story, and we're looking forward for the president to be here in the president's speech.
Yeah, which is why you're seeing the jobs conversation take flight, and
Absolutely.
Everyone's talking about what it means for jobs. It's interesting because it's really getting hard to deny the impact of the tax plan, and the mainstream media is trying hard, and the left is trying hard to come up with some reasons for this strength away from your tax plan and your policies, because the policies have clearly been focused on economic growth. Companies getting these bonuses, as well as the conversation about 4% growth. But I want you to listen to this soundbite from a question to Gary Cohn, your colleague in Washington, when he was explaining why the president and you all were coming to Davos. Listen to this.
We just had a litany of businesses that are going to give back to the American people. But isn't it unfair to give the president credit for that? They already had that money in their coffers, right? I mean, what we're saying, they would have not turned it loose otherwise?
So the point is the left is saying this was all going to happen anyway.
Yeah, but they have no alternative but to make up fiction. But eventually facts overcome fiction. And I think the fellow who just got a $1,000 check doesn't care what the left-wing media says. Right. And the person who gets a tax cut in the next withholding, he or she is also not going to care what the left-wing media says.
Well, it's also coming from the other side. Nancy Pelosi called it crumbs,
right.
Secretary.
And Maria, as you know, last year when we were talking about 3% GDP, everybody lined up and said we were crazy, right, that the economy couldn't grow at higher rates than 2% given the size of the economy and where we were. So now we're at 3% GDP, and we're going to be at sustained 3% GDP or higher, and it's called the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act because this was about creating American jobs. And that's what this is all about. So,
Secretary, before you go, let me ask you to look ahead for us. The State of the Union is next week, and we've got now a whole host of policies to look at over the last year. What should we expect from the State of the Union next week? Is it going to be largely about economic policies of this administration?
We are looking forward to the State of the Union, and I'm not going to steal the president's speech. But what I can tell you, the president coming here is going to talk about free and fair trade, reciprocal trade, and America is open for business.
Secretary Ross, Secretary Mnuchin, good to see you both.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Stephen Mnuchin and Wilbur Ross.